The woman was shocked to discover that both she and her husband were type O blood, yet they had a son with type B blood. She did not immediately confront her husband. Instead, she chose to keep it secret. That was because she had recently smelled a strange woman's perfume on her husband. Thinking back to what the nanny had once mentioned, that her son looked exactly like her husband, the woman suspected that the boy was her husband's child with another woman. To verify this suspicion, she secretly pulled out one of her son's hairs and sent it together with her own hair for a paternity test. Right after that, she ordered her assistant to investigate her husband's whereabouts over the past 6 months. Soon, the paternity test results came back. Just as she had expected, the son she had raised for 10 years was not her child. This made her extremely sad, but she clearly remembered that her son had been taken out from the delivery room back then. She suspected that her biological son had been secretly switched. To uncover the truth and find her real son, she went to the hospital and requested access to the production records and hospitalization files from that year. But she discovered that the key information in the records had all disappeared. Even the newborn footprints and blood test records were gone. The woman realized that the baby swap had been carefully planned. The biggest suspect was her husband. At midnight, while her husband was asleep, she secretly slipped into the study and turned on the computer, hoping to find evidence that he had switched the two children. She never expected that her husband, who had never hidden anything from her before, would now set a password on the computer. She tried entering special dates related to her husband, but she still could not open the computer. Just then, she suddenly heard her husband's footsteps outside the door. She pretended to knock over the cup on the table, but her husband still noticed that she had touched the computer. She lied and said she had only used the computer to look up some information. Her husband still did not believe her. He even angrily accused her of violating his privacy. Then he pushed the woman to the floor, hurriedly checking whether the computer had been opened. Even after seeing that the woman's palm had been cut by the broken glass, he showed no concern at all. Only after confirming that the woman had not entered the correct password to open the computer did he secretly breathe a sigh of relief. Then he acted as if nothing had happened and went back to his room to sleep. The next day, the husband said he was going on a business trip. The woman simply asked him who he was going with. The husband accused her of not trusting him. Angrily, he slammed down his chopsticks and left home, but he accidentally dropped a receipt from his pocket. It proved evidence of his affair during the marriage. The woman had never received the gift listed on the receipt. She instructed her assistant to investigate the recipient of the gift. She learned that it was her husband's female secretary. That instantly reminded her of their first meeting. The secretary had been sitting in the front passenger seat of the car and refused to give up her seat, claiming she was feeling unwell. Then she discovered that the peace charm hanging in the car had also been replaced by the secretary with another one. At that time, she had already sensed that her husband and the secretary were having an affair, but her husband lied and hid the truth. To get evidence of their secret meetings, the woman had her assistant check her husband's schedule. Then she tracked him down. Right after he got off the plane, she saw her husband kissing the secretary. Enraged, she had her assistant investigate the secretary's background. She learned that the secretary had a son, and that he was born on the same day as her own son. The woman remembered that when she had a difficult labor back then, she could not find her husband anywhere. In the end, she had to sign the surgery consent herself. In reality,